Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, it's Simon and Leanne, or Leanne and Simon, whichever way you want to go.
Oh, really?
On Loving Life Now for today's topic. What's today's topic?
Today's topic is special.
Who's in control?
Yeah, who is in control this evening?
It'll be me.
It's not you. I'm in control.
I press the button, so I'm in control. I'm
Well,
going to do some cheering now. You can be in control.
Oh, now I can be in control.
Because I allow you.
All right, well, a big welcome as you join us this evening on Loving Life Now Facebook page. We've got a great topic lined up called Who's in Control? And I'm totally in control right now. So as you join, pop your details in, let us know you're here. We'd love to welcome you to the stream. Brett Hudson, hello,
Hey,
says Brett. Hey, from Brisbane. Karen says hi, looking great from Aratula. G'day, Karen. Peggy says hi, guys. Who's in control? Me, Peggy.
Me.
I'm in control over here.
Me.
Shani says good evening from Sydney. Who else we got? Annette, hello.
Melbourne.
Says hello from Melbourne. And hello, guys. Hello, Dee. From, where's Dee? North Queensland?
Somewhere.
Richard.
Somewhere
Hello,
now.
Richard in the UK. G'day, welcome to you.
Hey, Chantel.
Chantel in Rocky, welcome to you. Gabby Viner. G'day, Gabby from down the road on the Gold Coast. Who else we got out there? Mel. Hello, Mel. Mel Johnson. Hey, guys. Satu says, hi, Simon and Leanne. Nice to be here. Great to have you here. And great topic this evening, who's in control? And clearly, I'm in control right now. So I want to welcome you to the stream. Dee's in Mackay. Thanks, Dee. So come on out. Let us know you're here. Pop your details in. Let me know where you're streaming in from. Michelle says howdy.
Hey, Cherie. So
Cherie's
I'm back in control now. I'm finished sharing.
Yeah, but hang on. I'm only you're only back in control
back
if
in
I
control.
hand over the control.
No, I just take them.
Just take them. Oh my goodness, you're not competitive.
No. I'm
Or
not-
controlling.
Not at all. Bernie and Nick are doing backflips. Hello. Who's in control? Me when
Miles
Deb
says-
allows it.
Miles says, g'day.
Yeah.
Who's in control?
Me when Deb allows it.
All right.
Exactly. So you're in control when I allow you to. All right. Miles says so.
Francis said something I missed that one. It's oh my goodness, what's happened?
Oh my God.
Sorry. Oh, flicked the wrong button.
See? Don't let him be in control. Look what he does.
Oh, that's what happens. See, when
thanks,
you
Agatha.
let somebody else take control.
Stop pressing buttons.
All right. Well, I'm in control. I'm just trying to get
No,
things
you're
sorted.
not.
All right. Cheryl says hello from Sydney.
Hey, Sue.
Sue from the Gold Coast. Great to see you, Sue. Thanks for joining us. And as we said, we've got a great topic this evening.
Hey, Terry.
Rainy Cairns. The topic is who's in control. And I'm saying I'm in control. Lee's saying she's in control.
He presses the wrong button.
But let's just say who's in control of you. So are you being in control of yourself, and who's in control of you?
Hey, Heidi.
Heidi says hi from Cape Town, everyone. Hello, Heidi in Cape Town. It's a long way away from here.
It is.
So big welcome to you and thanks for joining us. And of course, great topic, who's in control? So let's talk about it, Lee. We all have a range of feelings that we express daily, right? In our mind and in our
Heart.
body.
Close enough.
All right,
Heart's in
body,
your
heart. That's right. So we all have a range of feelings that we express every day, both in our mind, our heart, and our body.
Yeah.
Right. Now, these can be pleasant to extremely pleasant
Hey, Claudia.
feelings.
Yes.
Yes. Or they can be unpleasant to.
Yes, they can be.
To what? Unpleasant to.
What?
Extremely
Oh,
unpleasant.
I'm like, this is a trick question.
So they can be unpleasant feelings.
Or very unpleasant.
Or very unpleasant, or extremely unpleasant.
Yeah.
Or they can be really pleasant or extremely pleasant.
We're not going to go there.
We won't go there. We won't go where those feelings come into anything. All right. So so you can feel good about things.
Yeah.
Or you can feel bad about things.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. And you can have a wholesome, healthy view on life, or you can have a pretty guilty, downtrodden view of things.
So you could feel really good about going like today and buying all these dresses, or I could feel really bad for spending the money. I'm going with feeling good.
You're going with feeling good. Well, a bit of retail therapy always makes you feel good, right?
Yeah.
Cheryl says you keep freezing. Oh, really? Okay. Or maybe
Are we freezing for anybody else?
maybe log out and log back in, Cheryl. Seems to be good on our end. Anyone else? Are we freezing? Greetings from Germany. Hello. Who is it? Carolina in Germany. All right. So we have all different sorts of feelings, right? But all these feelings and sensations that we create, they become our guideposts in life. So they keep us on the right track, good and bad.
Yes.
So they become the guideposts. Now, these can be cues in our life, like when we have these emotional feelings, good and bad.
Yeah.
They can be cues, and they can lead us in a different direction, but they can also be influenced by things outside of our control.
Yeah.
Like what's going on in the world, or what's going on in family, or what's going on in your house, in your relationship.
Yeah.
So all these things can have an effect on how you're feeling, right? Whether it's pleasant or unpleasant.
Yeah.
So which version of you is actually in control? So which version of you, Lee, is in... Bless you.
The sneezing one.
Bless you again. So which version of you is actually in control? So each version does what it feels good, right? So each version does what feels good.
Yeah.
So if you're coming from your lower self version, your lower self version is going to do what feels good. And what's that?
Things that feel bad.
Yeah. More things that are coming from your lower self, right? Not necessarily bad, but you might...
Not as good.
You mightn't follow through, you mightn't, so they're gonna create different feelings within you if you're coming from your lower self.
Yeah.
Whereas, so when you went shopping today and you bought clothes, were you coming from your lower self or were you coming from your higher self?
Higher self?
Good, gold star for you. All right, so
I did go to my lower self for a moment. I said to Mel, Simon might kill me. Because he said to stop buying dresses. But technically, this is a skirt and a top. So
you should have videoed that.
I should have.
All right. So your lower self can take control. And you've got to be careful not to allow your lower self to be in control, right? Now, what are lower self actions? Some of them are...
Foolish?
Foolish, yep. Some of them are unlawful.
Self-destructive.
They are self-destructive. And they're also can be self-sabotaging.
So Peggy says, if I'm trying to lose weight, my lower self will head straight to the fridge and pantry.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about that one just coming up, Peggy. So, there's two examples of who's in control. Now, if we want to, and one example is losing weight, another is making more money, right? So if you want to lose weight and you're coming from your lower self, yes, as you said, you could head straight to the pantry, you could overeat, you could... go out and binge eat. You could eat chocolate late at night before you go to bed. You could...
Oh, we could share something about weight loss.
We could.
Someone caught up to somebody.
Oh, someone caught up to somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I've always weighed more than Simon, and I caught up to him.
You
And
did?
he's like, you're not going to catch me. I'm like, yeah,
So now I'm going on a starvation diet. No, I'm not.
I caught him.
I'm going out there in absolute with a massive goal of no eating before Super Sunday.
He's not really.
I'm just going to drink water. I'm going on a water
And
diet.
wine.
Water diet.
Water and
Wine. Wine. You got to have wine because it's good for your heart, particularly red wine. All right. So we talk about losing weight. If you're coming from your lower self, or you're self-sabotaging, you're actually not going to follow through, right?
Yeah.
So you're not going to go and do what you need to do. So you might go out and eat. You might eat junk food. You might eat the things that you said you weren't going to.
Yeah.
You might overeat. You might have been reducing your meal sizes and your portions, and then all of a sudden they get bigger and they get bigger and they get bigger. So what are you doing? You're self-sabotaging, right? You're coming from your lower self. But what would your higher self do?
Your higher self would not go to the fridge. It would go and exercise.
Right. And it would probably choose to buy healthier food for the cupboard. Mm-hmm. And possibly...
The healthy food would probably be in the fridge, not the cupboard. But
well, both. But the higher self would also get rid of any of the temptation, right?
By eating it, no.
No, that's coming from your lower self.
So don't eat the chocolate to
get
rid of it?
No. You've just got to put it in a rubbish bag and ditch it,
Yeah,
right? Throw it out.
That'll happen.
That'll
happen in our house.
Throw it out.
I just look at it.
You just try it out, right? So if you're coming from your higher self,
Everything in moderation.
if you're coming from your higher self, you're actually following through with creating better habits.
Yes.
And creating a better what? Mindset. Because it is about mindset. Whether we're operating from our higher self or our lower self, it's a lot got to do with mindset.
Higher self sticks to healthy eating, feeling good, and drinking lots of water and wine. Peggy.
Oh,
And wine.
I read that as drinking lots of
Yeah,
wine.
I thought you might have, because I kind of did too, and then I went, oh, hold on, there's water.
There's water in wine, Peggy. Didn't you know that? There's water in wine. Just not white wine. It's got to be red wine.
So you got to stay on par. So I've lost 21 kilos so far. No one probably knows that, but they do now.
They do now.
And I've got another...
How many?
21. So I've got another 9 kilos to my goal.
All right. So let's move past that one. All right. So quickly, daily habits definitely make the difference. They do, absolutely, David. Daily habits make the difference.
Absolutely.
And of course, if we want to make more money, what's some of the positive things that we can be doing in making money? We can be seeking advice from others who are making money.
Taking more activity, doing more activity.
Yep. So if you're running your own business, you could be absolutely doing more within your business, talking to more customers, and potentially creating more sales, right?
Yes.
And if you're coming from your lower self, you'd be sitting on the couch watching Netflix, I reckon. You're really not taking action, right? You're not following through. You're not learning. You're not being a student of learning. You don't have a good daily method of operation. As Cheryl says, that's fantastic. Read the 21. Jacinta says, oh my God, Leanne, fantastic. You look fantastic. Karen says, we can tell you have lost weight. Great going, Leanne.
Thanks, guys.
There was another comment back there. And it says, sometimes things happen in life and we are not in control, but it's up to us what we allow. Only worry about and I can't click on that.
Click the button.
I can't. Oh, yeah. All right. So only worry about things that are in our control and not worry about the things that are out of our control. Mindset is absolutely important, of course. And, we go through life and there's many things that we can control and many things that we can't control. So let's go back to things that we can totally do each day can set us in the right path, right?
Yep.
But by not doing these things, you're depriving yourself of actually achieving the life that you want to live.
Yep.
Yeah? Would you agree with that? So if you don't do the things that you commit to doing, then you're depriving yourself of ultimately achieving the life you want to live. All right. Now, but you're also, here's a good one, you're also depriving others.
Okay.
Why are you depriving others, do you think?
Because those things that you were wanting to do, and it might be to do with your family or your partner or whatever, and if you're not going to do it, then they're not going to do it most of the time.
Yep.
So then they miss out.
Yep. But also, you're not being your highest version of yourself either, are you? So you're not leading by example. So you're depriving them of seeing this great person if you're coming from your lower self.
Not like the hangry you this afternoon.
Oh, what? I wasn't hangry. I was
Hangry.
on a water diet all day.
Hangry. He was hangry.
It was a bit edgy.
Hangry.
All right, I'm fine after dinner and...
That's what I said, you were hangry.
Yeah, fine after dinner and a red wine. All right, so choose to be the rich you. Now, what does that mean? Is that rich monetary-wise or is that rich otherwise?
Rich in every way.
Rich in every way. So choose to be the rich version of you. Because we don't want to be that lower self version. We want to come from that rich, empowering version. So, I always say to people, Lee, who are you showing up as? When we wake up every morning and get out of bed, we have a choice as to who we're being.
Yeah.
Right? Who we're showing up as, who are we being? We've got young teenagers in the house. How do they show up some days? Like grunts.
Interesting.
They grunt at you. Morning. So you got to lead by example. You got to go.
Watching.
You got to lead by example. You got to go. Good morning, 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 Lexi, morning, Jayla, morning, Neo, morning. It's monotone. So you've got to show up as your higher self. Who are you being when you get out of bed? Who are you being when you actually choose to be yourself? each and every day. And we have a choice. It's you know, who do I choose to be? So how are you showing up? Do you want to show up from the rich you, full of enthusiasm, full of drive, determination? You've got goals that you want to achieve for the day, and go after them.
Totally.
Or do you want to turn out like the lower self you, which is
hanging out on the couch,
hanging out on the couch, and don't do much, right? Call a sickie. Don't go and do what you're meant to do for work or job or business or whatever. All right. Well, that's not going to get you closer to your goal. So your lower self is a bit like a mad child.
When I'm having a tanty on the floor?
Yes.
Yep.
Your lower self can be a bit like a mad child. So you've all seen that cranky mad child in the supermarket. Now, is that child coming from its lower self or its higher self?
It's a very low self.
All right. So your lower self, you could relate to a bit like a mad child. Now, what things do they have in common? Mad children.
Life is unfair.
Life is unfair.
It's not fair.
We hear that a lot in our house.
Oh, we hear that so much.
We hear that a lot in our house with young teenagers.
Fair.
It's not fair. It's not fair that they're at work and they're not here doing dishes. It's not fair that I've got to do them on my own. It's just not fair.
And why would I try? It's useless.
That's right.
I don't want to try. I don't want to do that.
Why would I do that? That's a waste of time. It's useless. So these are people that are coming from their lower self.
Did you write this down from the children?
Yes, that's right. Some things are just impossible. I'm not going to do that. It's impossible. Why would I do that? That's impossible, right? So that's definitely a lower self moment. And of course, the other thing is they play small. Mm-hmm. So they don't play a big game. They're playing a small game. They're collapsing the field on themselves.
Yeah.
Ultimately, they're collapsing the field on themselves. So they're playing a small game. Now, you can either identify with your lower self and you can continue to follow that path or those impulses, or you can actually make a change. And by making a change, there's a little statement I'd like to remind you of. And that is, Lee, successful people do the things that unsuccessful people don't like to do. Mm-hmm. Right? So we'll say it again. Successful people do the things that unsuccessful people don't like to do.
Yeah.
So successful people operate from their higher self.
Yeah.
Unsuccessful people will operate from their lower self. So who's in control of you? Do you have moments where you come from your lower self? Do you have moments where you are operating solely at your higher self? Can tell you to have kids. That's right. Absolutely, Julie. We hear a lot of those statements in our house. It's not fair. Why do I have to unpack the dishwasher? What do they do? It's all about comparing.
Yeah.
You've got to compare. So what we do is we actually know what somebody else has done. So it might be one of you's got to set the table, one of you's got to unpack the dishwasher, one of you's got to take the garbage out to try and keep a balance in the place.
So they're not together.
They're not together.
Because if they're both doing the dishwasher, oh my God.
Oh yeah. Oh, then it's criticised. You did more than she did more than me. I didn't do enough.
That one's yours.
All right. So remember, successful people do the things that unsuccessful people don't like to do.
Don't like
so
to
remember
do or
that.
don't do.
Or don't do. Now, identifying with your lower self, you'll have an impulse to do. You'll have an impulse that will allow you to do other things that won't allow you to do other things that are productive to reach your goals.
So Michelle says one word, roster. Oh, we did the roster.
We did the roster, and the roster actually worked for a while.
For a little bit. They fight about who's sitting in the middle of the car. And then the other one is who's having a shower first.
Well, that was on the roster too. We actually had to put that on the roster. Not the car thing, but the who's in the shower first.
Oh, we should have rostered the car thing too. I don't want to sit in the middle.
Yep. So anyway, it's very interesting. So we're going to start talking to them about their operating from their lower self, I think. Are you coming from
imagine what they're going to say.
Are you coming from your higher self or lower self? We'll get the fact that I'm lower self.
I don't believe in that stuff.
I don't believe in that stuff.
That's what we'll get.
All right, so your lower self, and this is important, your lower self is a destructive self. All right? Julie says, thankfully those days are behind me. Well, that's right, Julie.
We're getting there.
But, you know, then you could always have grandkids, but then you can give them back, so that's a good thing.
Can we give ours back?
No, not yet.
Yeah. Not yet.
All right, so remember, your lower self is a destructive self. So check in with yourself regularly and ask yourself, who's in control? Who am I being today? Who am I showing up as? Am I operating, you know, when you're interacting with your partner, with your significant other, with your family, with your children? Who are you being? Are you being your higher self? Are you operating from your highest values? And are you being a demonstration? Or are you being an ass?
I'm going to say turd, but...
Being a turd. Are you coming from that absolute lower self and just being self-destructive? And so many people, we see people who actually fall into that self-sabotage.
I was talking about this today with Mel. We were having a discussion at lunch about self-sabotage.
Okay, so
and
talk about it.
Well, how people will, you know, say they want this, but then given advice, okay, well, you should maybe do this and this and this, but they don't do any of those things because they like the drama. And they like to keep that self-sabotaging themselves. So there's always a drama that they can
relate back to. There's always something going on in their life that they can blame. Right? So people will either make excuses why something won't work, or they'll find a reason to make it work. Right? So you'll either find a reason to make it work and go and do it, or you'll find excuses why it's not working. And there's two clear ways there. Bernie says, classic, I don't believe in that stuff. Gotta love kids. It takes constant work. You're being your higher self. Yes, it does, Dave. Absolutely. It is. It's a constant, it's a constant process. And sometimes we've got to remove ourselves from situations and just check in with ourselves as to who are we operating from, you know, and am I being the best person? Or maybe I just do need to go for a walk or go and do something that makes me feel good. Raise your vibration, right? So sometimes you need to check in and go away and raise that vibration and come back from your higher self. Particularly if you're operating from
Sharon
your lower
says,
self.
I kicked my lower self into touch a week ago. Since then, I have had an amazing time. I miss the rest, but I miss what it is.
The younger they are, the more they use not fair. I have to do this, says Sally. Claudia says, totally. And that's
It's not Sally, it's Satu.
Oh, is it? Okay. So, the big thing is just to check in. Remove yourself from environments, situations, take time out, come back with, Raymond spoke to my daughter this afternoon on her way home and I said, "G'day, how you going?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm all right." And I said, "Oh, okay, all right. Well, so you're just all right?" She goes, "Yeah, I've had a bit of an ordinary day and afternoon." I said, "Okay, all right. Well, so what's the next thing you got to do? You got to shake it off, right?" So she had a 40-minute drive back to home. So she's got the opportunity to change that process before she walks back in the house.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's easier said than done, but it's a learning process. And if you're aware of how you're reacting or how you're behaving, then you've got the ability to be able to correct it.
Yeah.
Or change it. Remove yourself from the situation. Come back. Go do something that makes you feel good. Go do something that raises your vibration. Put some music on. Dance around your house.
Naked? No.
Maybe
not naked if the kids are around.
Put the music on loud, right? Dance around your house. Go do something that, go for a drive around the block with loud music. Go do something that raises your vibration. And music is a great thing that does that, right? I don't think anyone can go and put on some great music that they love. Yeah, well, put on some great music that they love and not have their level of vibration raised. So, that's another great thing. And of course, exercise is another one. Going for a walk, going down the beach, going somewhere, go to walk to the park, take the dog for a walk. All these things are things that actually change our focus, get some fresh air, get some blood flowing through your body, and you can absolutely change who's in control. All right? So remember that. Who's in control?
Mel says 80s always gets you through.
The 80s, yeah, absolutely. And of course, if you're not in control, but you're aware of it, then what can you do to change that? That's what you've got to ask yourself. So what can I do to check in and change that? All right, well, that's it for the topic for this week, Lee. So who's in control? Well, I'm certainly in control and got the stream started. So you could be in control and wrap it up.
Well, do you want to tell everyone what's going on this week?
Oh, what are we telling? What have we got to talk about?
Jet skiing.
Oh, okay. All right, we have.
So what are we doing?
We're going jet skiing on Saturday. You and me, fast. You're going to be hanging on for dear life.
Oh,
and
no.
and I'm going to be like fanging that jet ski as fast as we can.
It's a tour, so you actually have to follow the people. You can't go ahead of them.
No, but if we get far enough back, we've got to keep up, right?
Right.
So we've got a jet ski safari tour this Saturday morning.
It's not a safari.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my God.
Haven't you read the form?
No, I don't.
Oh, it's a safari.
And then we're going to dinner on Saturday night. I can wear one of my new outfits.
Yes.
Perfect.
I can just see you on the jet ski safari this weekend.
Okay.
All right, so we're doing that, and then we're going out to dinner, Japanese for dinner on Saturday night, and then what's on Sunday? I'm sure there's got to be sport or
Nothing.
there's got to be
Probably sport.
Got to be some
I'd say
sport on.
there's
And we've
definitely
got one. We're about a week and a half out from our Super Saturday Live business training event on the Gold Coast, so we're excited about that. That's for sure.
So
And
excited.
We've got a lot going on behind the scenes in relation to that. We've got training calls, we've got leadership calls, we've got slides that are being created, we've got communication going backwards and forwards, and we've got a lot of stuff that's going to be launched as well.
Yeah.
But we can't tell anyone. But if you knew what we knew, then you'd make sure you were there.
Totally.
And even if you're not in our business, you want to be there.
So,
so if you want some more information, just go to the website link at the top of the Loving Life Now Facebook page, click on it, or go to Simon and Leanne and pop your details in there. Either way, they'll all come to us. And we'd love to have a chat with you about what it is that we do, because it might just be able to be something great for you.
Otherwise, we'll see all of you guys that are in our business next weekend.
Next Tuesday.
Actually, we'll see you next Tuesday, but we'll see you in person next weekend.
Yeah, but next Tuesday we'll be back with a new topic for next Tuesday's session. Don't know what that topic is yet, but it'll be another good one.
All right.
And we'll look forward to seeing you then.
Thanks,
all right,
guys.
thanks everyone. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.